At the beginning of the story, we see Ben and his cousin Ellie working to deliver diamonds to a jewelry store. Eli was new to the job and clearly seemed nervous. Ben then asked him if he had brought his gun. Keep it loaded. On the other side, we see a man named Davis who had just woken up. Davis is an extremely clever thief and robber, who till date has not known how many thefts have taken place, but has never left even an iota of evidence. Now, according to his plan, he started following a man whose car he had already installed a tracker on. He comfortably overtook the car of a man named Masood and stopped it midway on a narrow road and opened the dinghy. As soon as Masood got down from the car, the brother went to the side and cleared the way. David immediately pointed a gun at him and asked, "Don't you have any weapons?" Masood said he was inside the car. David asks Masood for his phone's PIN and locks it in the dicky. They say there's water in it. He then quickly took his phone out of the car and drove away. Sammy, the owner of the jewelry shop, asked Ben about the new boy. Sammy then gave Ben a briefcase that was filled with fake diamonds, and then he told the truth. They are actually carrying 2 sets of diamonds. It cost about $3 million. The real diamonds were hidden in Ben's socks. He told Ben that he was a new boy, don't tell him about it. Going out, Sammy asked Eli to show his gun. Seeing the gun, he said, "Where are you carrying this old weapon?" "Sometimes it gets caught in the hand." He gave Ali a better gun and told him to return it to me after the work was done, and pointed out that a car outside will follow you guys for your safety. As Ben and Ellie left, Davis parked outside the store and began following them. When he reached the quiet delivery spot, Davis donned the mask, rammed into his vehicle, and immediately pointed a gun at both of them. Eli was stuck there. Davis then showed Bun the video of his house on his phone and called his wife's name. "My man is standing outside your house." He told Eli to throw both his fangs and guns inside my car, which Eli did immediately. He demanded both the real diamonds and a certificate of their value, and also made it clear that I was not interested in the briefcase. Now Bain at first pretended not to understand that Baya I had only got a briefcase. But Davis simply said that these diamonds are insured. The owner will get the money from the insurance company. "Why are you wasting your life?" David knew a lot. So Ben finally admitted that the real diamonds were hidden in his left sock. He slowly pulled them out. Davis took the diamonds and quickly pulled Masood out of the trunk of his car. But in the meantime, Eli secretly took out his old gun, which was still with him. Now, as Davis was about to leave, Eli immediately fired at him, but his old gun misfired and Davis escaped from point-blank range. Taking immediate action, Davis took the back of the car and drove away at high speed. He drove through the streets of the city and entered a parking garage. But he was clearly shaken because he was so close to death today. There he took out the contact lenses from his eyes and cleaned himself. Then he covered the car and changed to another car and disappeared. Well, during this time, we see Detective Lou and his partner who are investigating a case involving the looting of diamonds. He asked Ben some questions and doubted his timing. The day you were carrying $3 million worth of diamonds, you were robbed, as well as how the thief knew your wife's name. But Ben simply said, "I didn't leak any information." Then Eli confessed that I had fired while leaving, but the target did not seem right. Detectives also asked why the thief didn't shoot when he had the chance. Well, Lou believed that this work was done by a criminal who had been tracking them for a long time. At the same time, whatever human being he is, he avoids violence and disappears immediately by fighting around this highway. On the other hand, Davis reached his flat and put the diamonds in a cup. When he looked at his mask, he saw blood stains on it. Suddenly, he realized that blood might have been left inside the car he had left in the parking garage. In the evening, Davis met an accomplice named Mr. Stex, Money, who worked to sell his stolen goods. "How's everything going?" he asked. Then Davis pointed out that there was a bit of a mix-up in the theft today. "I am saved from death. I've been shot here." At the same time, he said that the next plan that we had made looks very dangerous to me now. "And I probably won't. Do you have a better plan?" he asked. "I'm working on it," Davis said. That night, Davis began looking for information about Sharon, who works for an insurance company. Sharon was still trying to sell her policy to a very rich man named Monroe. She praised his magnificent house and said that the company wants to save such people, sir. What do the poor have to lose? Sharon praised the rich old man, and it seemed that Monroe would agree to him and sign the deal. But then by mistake, Sharon mistook Monroe's fiancée, who was very young, to be his daughter, and the chances of a deal from there were also a little less. When his colleagues asked if the deal was done, he said he was still thinking. He then asked his boss Phil about his promotion, but Phil was adamant. Well, the $3 million worth of diamonds that were stolen were insured by Sharon's company. Sharon's boss Phil told her, "You have contacts in the police, don't you take over this case? In any way, if the thieves are caught as soon as possible, we will not have to give this money." But Sharon did not want to withdraw from the Monroe case. But taking advantage of the opportunity, a girl named Malin immediately jumped into the middle and said, "I will handle that work." Well, Sharon had to believe even if he didn't want to. At this time, the jeweler named Sammy was also being questioned about the robbery. The detectives also suspected that the theft was not carried out in order to eat the insurance money. But Sammy immediately started defending himself. He said that I have been running my shop for 27 years and have built 2 more stores together. Now why would I put my reputation at risk? She insisted that I didn't call anyone about the delivery. I just sent an email. When the detective heard this, he understood. If the thief had hacked his email, he would have got all the information about the shipment. On the other hand, Davis was giving money to his hacker so that he could see Sharon's social media properly. He wanted to know who she was talking to. It was clear from this that he did not plan the robbery alone. He also used to find out from the insurers who had what expensive things they were taking insurance for. Later, when Davis stopped at a red light, a woman named Maya rammed into his car. "Why did you stop the car?" he asked. "Are you all right?" asked Davis, calmly pointing to the red light. She panicked and said that I was getting late and this car belongs to my boss. After the accident, Maya asked Davis to show her car insurance. "I will sort it out." It was Maya's fault, but Davis didn't want to be caught by the police. He took out a wad of notes from the car and said, "I'll fill it right now. As much damage as you've done." Maya looked at him carefully and asked, "You always keep so much money with you." "But I don't have time for that," Davis said. "Tell me quickly how much money you need." But Ma refused. He said it was the company's car. "I have to report properly, otherwise I'll be fired." Davis was then forced to show her insurance policy. Later, Sharon meets Detective Lou at a cafe to talk about the theft of diamonds. He said that get the light detection test done on both the jeweler and the courier. Upon hearing this, Lou immediately understood that the insurers wanted to avoid paying. Well, then Lou showed him some data that made it look like someone inside the insurance company was involved in this crime. Well, then Lou told in the conversation that the people who insure you get stolen here. From this, it seems that an insider in the insurance company is mixed up with the thieves. Well, Lou later went to the police station and worked on the same theory. He took out the old cases. Small loots were removed because the thief avoided violence, so he also removed cases with more violence. He saw a pattern in the cases that remained. The incident took place near Highway 101. In all these looting cases, there was no unwarranted violence, and the looter escaped very cleanly. Lou was now convinced that there was only one man behind all of them. Lou's boss didn't like his theory at all. Reopening so many cases will not be good for the department at all. They will be in the media. His boss directly said that do not uproot the dead. Our job is to increase the number of salt cases. Hearing this, Lou got disappointed and left the place. He was sure that whoever was caught in these cases was wrong. On the other hand, Mr. Ant. Money met a man named Orman with whom he wanted to do the next mission because now Davis refused to do it. It's very sad to say that. Somebody could get hurt. But the plan was ready and it did not matter if someone was hurt or killed. So he immediately agreed. The next day, according to the plan, a delivery boy took the diamond inside a briefcase and tied it with his hand in handcuffs. As soon as he entered inside, Orman broke on him from behind. He scared everyone by showing the gun. There was no mercy in it. He hit the courier hard and finally took out the key. Then he picked up a woman and raped her. He was asked to stuff all the jewelry in a bag, and finally, after scaring everyone by firing, he left the place. During this time, Davis sent a message to Maya in the name of Mike and asked her for dinner. Maya agreed, but that night she arrived a little late for the date. This place seemed a little fancy to Maya. "I want to go to a normal place," so the two of them left and went to a street food place. Maya came like a color in this dangerous black and white life of Chris, and the date was very good. After Maya left, Davis looked at a nearby television. Breaking news was showing a robbery inside a jewelry shop that took place around 10:00 this morning. The robber was wearing a motorcycle helmet the whole time so that no one could see his face. The reporter also linked it to high-profile thefts that had been happening for quite some time. Police were trying to identify the accused with the help of witnesses, but alas, no one had any evidence against the thief. Lou then looked at the footage carefully. He felt something was amiss. The place, the timing, and the manner were very much in tune with the pattern, but this thief was different, because the previous thief avoided fights, quarrels, violence. But the thief who committed this robbery was full of anger. They were killing people. People had a strong suspicion that either the thief had changed or someone else had done it. Meanwhile, Davis angrily went to meet Mr. Money. "That was my plan," he said. "How did you get someone else to do that?" "But what did you do? You've been stuck with this job." Davis stressed that it's not about money, it's about trust. Then Money said, "If it wasn't for me, you would never have reached here." This worsened relations between the two. Later, Money made a new plan with Orman. Now instead of robbing the courier themselves, they will let Davis work and later rob the same. All the risk is his, and then we will leave. Well, then Money gave Orman the name of a hacker that Davis uses, and he will go wherever he goes. Soon, Davis came out with new information from his contacts. In the meantime, Orman secretly put a tracker on his car. After returning to his flat, Davis carefully researched Sharon's schedule and his personal details. Then the next day, he found her out in a very normal way. She praised his car, and Sharon joked that life is too short for boring cars. "What kind of car do you have?" he asked. So he answered in full Tashan, "That depends on which day it is. I have a special car today." Sharon laughed at this and said that if you can change the car so easily, then I should also join your work. Then Davis said to him, "Well, let's figure out what model car it is. If you're right, I'll give you the key." Then he thought a little and took the name of a car. He also added color to it. The color was perfect, but unfortunately the model turned out to be wrong, and thus started a great conversation between the two. Davis also told Sharon his name was Mike. At the police station, the team saw the last camera image of the robbery. Now Lou asked again if this man, who is this, has ever been seen around the 101 highway. There wasn't any answer. It didn't come on the highway. After which, Lou said that this last camera was here, and there is not much space in the middle of the highway. He has changed the car in so many areas. He insisted that the entire area be searched. Later, Maya came to Davis's house. He realized how empty your house seemed. "You don't have a photo or anything." "I don't like it at all," Davis said. She turned on the music and pulled Davis over for a dance. "Someone else has to make you human," she joked. Now gradually Davis relaxed and the two of them grew closer. Then, the next morning, Davis realized someone was following him. He checked his car and soon found a tracker. Now he immediately took the new flat and changed the place. At the same time, Lou found the thief's car left in the parking garage. Forensics also found a drop of blood there. Lou, with great hope, sent him for a DNA test. Then later, Davis met Sharon at an art museum. During the dinner, Sharon explained his work that he insures expensive things of rich clients. Then David told him the truth. Their meeting was not cordial. He already knew about her and wanted to give her a business offer. But Sharon soon realized that he was a thief. He simply refused and said, "I have worked honestly all my life." But Davis said, "You would have. But the rich people to whom you are giving insurance did not insure it." At this, Sharon stood up and walked away. Outside, Davis saw the same rider who was following him. He immediately put his car behind him and a game of cat and mouse ensued between the two. Erman escaped for a long time but eventually hit a car and fell down. He then went to a nearby building. Davis also reached there and pointed his gun and said that he understood to stay away from me. During this time, we see that Sharon bumped into Lou in a yoga class. Highway number 11. I got a call about a mysterious man. In fact, another thief was stealing near Highway 101, but when the police opened fire, they realized it was a child. Lou believed that he did not even have a gun in his hand. However, the police had gunned him down. With this, his boss closed all the pending cases, saying that this boy had stolen everything. This is the main thief. Meanwhile, Malin was receiving applause in the insurance office. In fact, the insurance deal that was going on with Monroe was finally completed. Sharon did all the work. Malin finally signed the deal. After this, Sharon quietly talked to Mark about his promotion. But again, Mark disagreed. When Sharon said that I would go to another company with all my clients, his boss again insulted him as to who would take the 53-year-old. I don't need to be scared. Lou had received the report of the DNA test. Then he began to study it carefully because there was a hope in him that perhaps the truth could come out of it. In the meantime, Sharon had taken the biggest decision of his life. He contacted David and said that you were telling some plan. He tells Davis that a courier is about to arrive who is bringing $5.5 million worth of watches and diamonds to the wedding of a billionaire named Monroe. A lot of guards will come with that courier. So the security is very tight. But there were loopholes in his plan. In fact, the man was paying in cash to save tax. That meant about $1 million in cash would also be there. Upon hearing this, Davis immediately began to think about the theft. He asked how the security of the cash would be, but he wasn't sure about that yet. In fact, the insurers were covering only the heroes. He had all the information, but cash was out of it. Then David hesitated a little because it seemed too risky. But then Sharon told that $1 million worth of stuff is there. So much money after which everything can leave that forever. But Davis said that money matters only if you can take it and get out alive. Davis was named in the DNA report. Now Lou went to an address listed in his name. A woman opened the door and Lou lied and said, "My name is Detective Love Snick. Do you know this man named David?" As soon as he saw the woman's reaction, he knew it was true. On the other hand, Davis heard a voicemail in which the same woman was asking him to call back. When Davis spoke to him, it was revealed that the police had come to inquire about him. Davis had realized that the investigation was getting close to him. He then met Sharon to confirm the details of the courier. Sharon then guessed that the delivery would be on Friday or Saturday. If Sunday is married, it will be before that. Davis then gave him a disposable phone and told him to destroy the SIM card after every call. Sharon started saying that it is not going to be very filmy. "But that's the way it goes," Davis said. "There is nothing filmy about it. Do not leave the evidence to work cleanly." A few days later, Sharon came up with a detailed plan and informed Davis about it. Then suddenly Orman reached there and attacked him. Then, out of fear, Sharon gave him the same cash and details of the hero. He didn't understand what was happening now. That's why he went straight to Lou. Fearing for his life, he confessed everything about the theft, including the entire plan, money, everything. Then Lou began to scare her that you had planned such a big theft, so you were also guilty. If all this becomes official, or else leave the job, you will have to grind the knife of jail. For her safety, Lou told her not to go to her house and stay at my house for some time. Also, he said, "Tell me about this Mike, every little thing." Now Lou went to the evidence room and began to add evidence against Davis. At the same time, Davis told Maya that I would have to leave town for work. To keep Maya safe, Davis did not tell her much, and she broke off the relationship. Davis was devastated to lose him. Well, on the day of the robbery, Davis headed to the airport. Although he did not know at all that Orman also has complete information, and at the same time, Lou only knows about his plan. Davis cleverly walked up to the driver, pointed a gun at him, and kidnapped him. Now he himself was going to take the courier as a driver. At the same time, Lou met the undercover bank courier in the name of Mr. Foster. Now he came himself as a courier with a bag containing watches and heroes. Both the fake driver and the fake courier were in the car. Soon, they reached the hotel where Monroe was staying. As soon as he reached the room, Davis immediately pulled out a gun and asked everyone to sit down. At the same time, he said to take out the cash that was stuffed in the safe. When Lou Davis allegedly took the watches and diamonds out of the briefcase and began stuffing them into a bag for him, it turned out he had a gun inside. He pulled it out and taunted Davis, telling him I was a cop. Surrender. I've never hurt anybody, he said. I don't want to go and spoil my record now. The situation became very tense, and just then, Orman entered and pointed a gun at both of them. In sharp contrast to Davis, Orman was a firm believer in violence. He shot Monroe without stopping. In the ensuing chaos, Davis returned fire and killed Orman. When it was finally over, Lou told Davis, I know you're the Highway 101 thief. You've never killed anyone. I killed a man today to save my life. Lou has a change of heart that Davis is a good man who had to become a thief because of society. He said to take what you can quickly. At the same time, he told Monroe to do as I said. Otherwise, I will set up an inquiry into such tax evasion on you that you will grind knives in jail. He called the backup saying that a man had come to loot. I've killed him. Mr. Monroe was also shot. In the end, Davis delivered the nearly $3 million he had promised Sharon and left his gleaming car for Lou. She also sent a letter to Maya which had a photo of her childhood. So maybe she will be considered a heroine. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.